Hey, this is MJ from the Selling the ATL Studios, and I want to talk to you about 5 houses that I sold last year. So I sold way more than 5 houses, but these 5 houses were really cool because they weren't even on the market when we got them under contract. So let that sink in for a second. How does a house that's not on the market get under contract? Well, because of the marketing that I do, I get buyers calling me every day about my listings or other listings that they found. And unfortunately, because of the inventory levels the way that they are, many houses are under contract already. The fact is, if you have a decent house and it's priced right, it's going to get under contract and it's going to do it quickly. So what I did was found out where these prospective buyers wanted to live, specifically the neighborhoods, and I walked around and I talked to all the homeowners in that neighborhood. Now, when I talked to everybody, of course, some people weren't excited about it, but some people said, you know what, I'd sell if I could get the right conditions. So I put those sellers and the buyers together. One of those deals we were able to work out, put the transaction together, got to the closing table. The sellers got the money that they wanted and they got to move on. The buyers got what they wanted because they got to move into the neighborhood they wanted and everybody was happy. So if you needed any more benefit than that, there's 5 things that this helps you for if you're a prospective seller and you've thought about selling if you could get the right conditions. So the first is that you're in the position of strength when this happens, because you weren't even considering selling until some knucklehead came and knocked on your door and said, hey, would you consider selling? So you're in the position of strength when it comes to negotiations. You don't have to sell. The second thing is you don't have to keep your house clean all the time. Nothing worse than when your house is listed, having to keep everything neat and tidy, everything cleaned up. In this case, you don't have to do that. I'll call you and I'll tell you that I have a prospective buyer who would like to move into your neighborhood, and we'll set up a time that they can come over and you clean up that one time and then that's it. The next thing is you save money on the transaction, because effectively what I'll be doing is handling this like a for sale by owner. So I'll put the deal together, I'll do all the paperwork, I'll handle everything that it takes to get to the closing table, and you simply show up at closing, sign the papers, get your check, and move on. So you get to save a little bit of money. The next thing is you're going to have a world-class real estate agent working on this transaction, getting it closed, getting it to the table, and that's all I'm going to say about that. The last benefit that you're going to receive from joining this program is that you're going to get updates on the market. And generally speaking, I only give these updates to my clients. It's a little bit of insider information about what houses sold for, how much they sold for, how much closing costs were paid, any of the details involved in that. So you're going to be getting that periodically, just like all my other clients do. So even if you don't sell your house, you're going to know what's going on in your neighborhood, because I'm going to be giving these reports to you every couple months and you'll be able to see. So if you've ever considered selling your house and the only conditions you have is that you had a qualified buyer and they were ready to buy now, you could get top dollar for your house and you could save a little money to boot. One of the links below this video in this blog post will take you to a sign up form where you can put in your information there, and just click the little blue button. When you're done with that, it'll get over to me. I'll put you in my database and my list, so whenever a potential buyer calls me about that neighborhood, I'll give you a call and I'll say, hey, I have a potential buyer. We'll set it up, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, that's great. You still have all the other benefits that I mentioned, particularly the one that talks about that gives you the market data and the information that you get for all the sales that are going on in your neighborhood, so you can kind of keep up with the values of the houses. So like I said, if you've ever considered it, or maybe even if you haven't considered it, just click one of those links. It doesn't cost anything to join this program. It's completely free, and I promise I will not be pestering you, I will not be bothering you. I'll just be giving you the information that I said, and maybe you can be one of the 5 or 10 or 20 houses that I sell this year like this, without having the hassle of actually being listed. So this is MJ from Selling the ATL. Hit one of those links. Hopefully we can connect, and I am out.